for who we're going to see within the playoffs or not. NIP getting absolutely dismantled yesterday. Holy moly. First bullet out of the pistol there. Straight onto Hampus, down to 9 points of health. More bullets landing, and Device is low too. The first blood is drawn by Rez, and the 1x bet odds are still just favoring the Ninjas. With a 4-on-5 disadvantage for Entropiq. I don't hate it considering the HP we're looking at here.
No, me neither. And LNZ going to be responsible for calling that out, tucking into Goose. Rez would love this frag, and he's got it. Nickelback being down, he can focus his attention towards this short aggress, and Forrester goes looking. He does deliver. More to be found. Plopski's USP good for one. Lackey eliminated. And now all on to Ellie, and he's sharp, but not ready for the 90-degree turn into Hampus. Okay, NIP will take the pistol. Excited to get a bit of Dust 2 action going. We've been doing a lot of Mirage and a lot of Inferno. Yeah, and I think considering, you know, Dust 2 is one of these maps that it could be very, very snowbally, right? If teams are really just pumping out with those long spawns, the CT side is taking those fights, we might have a very high flux game here on our hands. Entropiq are going for the Deagle Force. Elian is gone with Kevlar and nothing else here. So he... Oh, never mind. There was a scout for him. I spoke way too soon. I was going to say maybe he's hoping to pick up a Deagle from one of his dead teammates or a rifle that they can scavenge for him. But yeah, eyes on Elian here. Now, Yanko was talking about some of these names. We've had the pleasure of casting them in different moments over the last 2 and a bit years now. Elian is the standout alongside of Forrester, and they're out mid a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's always an interesting battle, isn't it, between proving you can take the control and not losing to any CT re-aggression. That is a nice tag, though, out of the Elian scout early. Rez is going to be on notice for the rest of this. That's good info as well right there. They know one was fighting from the B hill side, and now they know that Hampus was close towards spawn as well. So this might thrust Entropiq in to go for an A finish, knowing that Hampus should be down towards spawn. Now it's all down to the timing here, and Hampus had a chance. Yeah, falling apart for NIP. Sure, you got the B lurk, but you've got 2 players up against 4 on the site. It just takes one Deagle. One Deagle doesn't seem to be enough. They can't break Device. He denies. A great spray out of the UMP, and some upgrades found as well. It takes one Deagle. It only takes one UMP, apparently, there. So locks it down, gets to the second round, and throws Entropiq down to what should be a conservative purchase. They'll be ecoing here for the 4th round of play, and this is NIP's chance to just farm up some kills. Now, look, Device yesterday during that Liquid game, he was probably the only player who was standing out to win rounds single-handedly. It feels like everybody else on NIP a little bit flat. I think we need to be looking to Rez to be the second star of the team. Yeah, and if they go out here and just absolutely demolish, like, I'm ready to write it off as ring rust. Sure. Like, I'm totally happy to just sweep that first game under the rug and dismiss it as simply just them getting back out of the break, getting back into the officials, getting into the workflow again. But that would require, you know, a real bang out here. Because don't forget, Entropiq are no slouch. And it's actually my first opportunity to see them in this constellation. We've seen these names floating around, Chad. I think a couple of them, Crad, Forrester. I remember us meeting and drinking with in Berlin. Yes. That was during the qualifiers for the Berlin Starlighter Major of 2019. Yeah, they had Sviat, they had Speedak, and I'm going to forget. Great memory. Flit. Whoa, was it Flit? It was Flit, Crad, Forrester. No, wait, maybe Flit was on fours the whole time. Was he on fours? He wasn't on fours the whole time. Crad. Damn, I'm just one short. Let me have a Google. Nickelback? No, Nickelback I think was from Prosto 100. Craddy boy, speaking of the devil, he's out long, and you can see Forrester just playing anti-flash, staring at the floorboards. So not a fun role for Hampus to have to play. He's responsible for long with only a silenced M4, and our observer team are right to be jumping to Device and LNZ because they've got a wealth of information now. He's already working on the fast flank. This is a component of Dust 2. I'm still curious how they deal with it, right? Even though they have the door closed right now behind Entropiq, it's more about how are they going to deal with it. Because it's one thing to know they're long, you still have to deal with the cross. You still have to deal with them taking the site. So Plopski and Device have kind of cleared short, or will be doing so shortly. On the cross, they all jump over the res spray. And they're into the site, at least the first step. Plopski's making it difficult, and just through the incandescence of the flame, Krad's good for one, and another in the feed as well. Bomb put loose by the Molotov, and another across. 2 on site's the call, and Rez not allowed to retreat. That's a big frag for Crad to post. Elliot's been waiting. Oh, and a miss. A huge miss. And an upgrade for LNZ. He's a threat now. Both of them under scrutiny, but no, just in the blind spot. Crad times it to perfection, and Device surely not going to go for this. He has a look, couple of bullets, half health, would love the AWP, and has managed to scavenge that away.
Get on out of there, hold on to the big green, Dever. Yeah, so just quickly, it was Speedak, Crad, Forrester, Sviat, and Kinky. That's right. We had to tell him what his name meant in English.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay. So there we go.
They had a little giggle.
Yeah. That was that was a lifetime ago now, but like that, it was 2019, middle of the year, actually just before the player break, right? It was just before the player break we had that event, and then we came out of the player break with the major. So spent a lot of time in Berlin that year.
Absolutely, yeah, no, I remember it fondly.
And then I think it was early last year when we had the RMRs, the Road to Rio RMRs, where it was you, Henry, and myself casting from this very room. We got to see Lackey and Elian. And really got to see what they were possible of back then. Yeah,
I mean, I remember my first impression of Elian, like no word of a lie, the first time I'm casting him, the first time I've heard his name, and he was looking like straight up one of the best AWPers in existence.
It was just wild, wasn't it?
Yeah, he had like a nuke game, and I was just in disbelief. He looked dodgy. Like, he actually just looked like a complete, like, someone that beats me on Face It every night, you know?
I'm curious, was Hobbit on the team at that point, right? Because obviously we've had different versions of Windstrike, right? We've had the one with Boomich, we've had the...
Was there a Hobbit iteration?
Yeah, Hobbit was there for a small period of time. And if it was early 2020, which I think it was too. It would have been, I think, Hobbit, Krizen, Lackey, Elian, and maybe Bondic.
Oh, now that... So Bondic got off the plane from China and...
I think... I'll have to check. Like, I can go back and I can check, right?
But yeah, that sounds like they've seen a lot of different names through the door.
Yeah. Okay, we're just having a bit of a tech issue, guys. So I know that we're waffling on right now, but for once, there's an actual reason to be talking about something.
Yeah, but I mean, I have an interesting one as well. What is the sense bug? I've never heard of that one. Do we have a bug where your sensitivity changes? Oh, well, no, not really.
Mate,
I mean, not that I've encountered,
bug, I don't know.
There's the, what do they call it? The inaccuracy bug?
Inaccuracy bug?
Yeah, they were talking about it. You acknowledged it
with
before.
the crouching.
Crouching, releasing crouch or releasing walk.
This pops up on Reddit every now and again.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's a bit interesting.
Yeah, that's like for everybody,
code.
I think. Yeah, so I don't know what this one is that they're talking about right now. Curious. Maybe we'll have to ask some aficionados.
Watch out, though, because your teammates will be using it as an excuse. Oh, sorry, I had the sense bug. Yeah, sorry.
Everyone's favourite.
DPI, mate. It's all out of whack.
So I did have a look. It was Hobbit, Elian, Krizen, Lackey, Bondic.
Damn.
So an odd team.
That was
considering where Hobbit is now.
2020, you said?
Yeah, early 2020.
Damn, and now look at him. That Gambit youngsters roster didn't know what was coming. It was a Hobbit. And I can't make any more Lord of the Rings references, because apparently our viewer base...
Well, if they ever have a...
bit younger than I anticipated.
Oof.
Ouch! Excuse me, what was that?
I don't know, where did that come from?
That was the sound I make when I catch nades, I suppose.
Okay, that one peaked a little bit right there.
Did.
Sorry, everybody.
And he's going for the cheeky fallen headshot angle. Nothing to report. Elian's in, and I think they might have the sight. Hampus has got so much on his plate, does very well to get one on the way in. And unfortunately for Plopsky, Elian is on one. He can do it all. I think they might have to just concede already.
Not another save call here. I guess it's the right play. The bomb will be going down momentarily. They've been able to disparage NIP from even contesting this, and they're going to go lock themselves away in the tower that is the B bomb site.
All right.
Well, they're hiding the AWP as well there, so you see that housekeeping going on the site. It's just so that the AWP of the secondary nature can't be scavenged back by any pesky ninjas. That's a good one out of Entropiq. They're very reactive stuff. And they are the dark horse of this group. Now, like we've been speaking, Yanko said that just the sheer amount of matches that they've been playing in the similar amount of time frame compared to NIP, it's over double. So with that, you know that these guys have been going through the reps. The only thing that is the differentiating factor is going up against tier 1 teams in the spotlight of being in Pro League, right? So as long as they can keep their nerves curbed, online environment should be able to help with that, and we might see another CIS team really making a mark here. Obviously, Fours did well in their group. We all know we've got Gambit as well, Na'Vi, top of the charts right now. Virtus Pro and Spirit did not get across the line, so I guess we need some CIS replacements, and Why not these guys?
I mean, CIS is just, it's stacked with talent, isn't it? It's absurd when you think about just how many individuals have promising games and moments.
So many AWPers as well.
Yeah, definitely. Power, a free agent as well. Speaking of fours earlier. Yeah, Crad booked. No!
Saved.
He's been saved. Forrester bails him out of trouble. They're both in the smoke. The bullets are in the right place. And they do combine, but as the dust settles, it's down to Device. If they do choose to commit, Device is responsible for all of this, and there's still a smoke up, so they could be in pit. That uncertainty's led him into a much wider line. He's tucking in just. Oh, dear.
Not just.
Alien's there in time.
Anything but just. Oh, and the flash as well. They're happy just to mix up the way they want to contact across here.
He'd do well to find Alien. Alien's just prepared. I think we're going to be having him on form as well. That's 2 influential rounds out of his AWP. 2 for 2. And as are Entropiq.
Now, I know this is very, very early days here, and I don't even mean within the context of this map. I just think with NIP, with the revolving door of the 5th man, seems to be something that's plagued NIP for almost their entire existence. When you go back and you think about Fifi, Alu, the constant changing of the guard over there. But this is obviously a completely different roster, a completely different look. One of the concerns, I think, like Rez makes sense, Pyjamas makes sense, Device makes sense. I think we need more out of Plopski. Yeah.
I mean, I remember when he was the most influential member of a NIP for like a period of 6 months. And it did synchronize with the Krieg.
Yeah, because we're not expecting, like, unless... Okay. Well, that's a lovely find. That was a team flash as well right there. You can see Nickelback.
That's the dreamiest Molotov for Hampus. He has full vision and the element of surprise. He wishes someone had pushed on it and has nothing to report on his look. Now flashes through the doors, a little wild step. They're being a bit lazy about this. Oh, and Lackey was responsible for the bomb and the short push. Could fall apart here for Entropiq. Counting on Crad, could get overwhelmed, and potential certainly is there. That's handled. The opener. He's got the B site now, and Nickelback should have Hampus dead to right. 1 bullet shy of the mark. They're so low. 40 points of health between them, still playing together in the trades. Iron out for Nip. Device is the one to post the final frag, but yeah, complete brawl.
Yeah, that was a nice round. High intensity there. You have to really just look to Hampus. A couple of banger shots. Great shooting here. So the flash comes on through. Gets the first. And this was, they were trying to mop things up, right? Unfortunately, the bomb went down as it was trying to go through lower tunnels. They were trying to get them over as quickly as possible. And that gap pipped. Problems now is we do see Entropiq afford another buy, but NIP get away with one they likely shouldn't have.
Did I miss a memo? Is Threat no longer with Nip? Is he with Nip?
He's with Nip.
Okay. Didn't see him. Maybe I'll keep my eyes out. We're on Threat Watch. Want to see if he's behind the boys as he typically was.
RPK did just announce his retirement, though.
He did, and a merch store as well, if you want to give the tank a send-off. Alien working on his mid-fight. And you can see that Rez is playing the most passive approach. He is very vulnerable if teammate goes down like that. Fully blind, doesn't choose to engage.
Still have the info though, don't they? Right, Rez has a pretty good idea that they're not completely out mid just yet. He's staying posted quite aggressively.
Yeah, and their reaction is to send Device long, which puts a lot of pressure onto Plopski. We talked about him and perhaps needing to see a little more. 7 frags, solid haul so far. Good nade as well, chipping away. Oh, one's very ahead of the pack. It's going to be Forrester leading at the front. Peek out, Plopski set up for success, just the one. And Device needs to find another on this cross. 3 members to get across. It's Elian versus Device, and a tag into the shoulder blade puts Elian on notice, trying to finish the job. Device closing the gap, and he's going to have to do a whole lot more than that. Oh, and they're ready for him. It comes too easy. From behind, they strike Lackey late on long. And Linus got nothing to say or do about this.
Yeah, this will just be trying to hold on to the AUG right now. So Entropiq, even though they lose against the pistols, they respond. It's a nice round, good patience, right? I enjoy the fact there that they didn't rush it, they didn't offer themselves up to the Device, allowed that flank to come in. Communication, a key factor here in hiding the AWP again. So they're really doing their housekeeping. Hooch is going to be happy. Oh, and he won't even get to hold on to the AUG there. So Crad denying the escape. He's going to get his 8th kill, his 3rd in the 8th round of play. And now we're setting our sights on what NIP can offer on up here. The money is all over the place. You've got Device. He's able to buy. Everybody else, not enough money whatsoever. So knowing that the deals worked before, maybe that will lull NIP into going for a force buy here. Device has purchased one of the hand cannons, and I think that's it. So just USPs for everybody else. Oh, and tagged Hampus. Very, very low early. More to follow. It's a shooting gallery in mid right here.
Yeah, he's having some fun, getting tested, and he gets 3 for his troubles. So Elian passes his deathmatch warm-up.
Yeah, it's a nice way to warm the AWPer up in mid, isn't it? Just be like some buzzards, just allow him to pop your heads off.
Little headshot angles, so he really gets to be precise about it.
Okay, Device has found one. He's going to try and get away here. That smoke at least is going to guise his cross just.
Nice try. NT in the chat. Elian with 4.
And an assist.
And an assist on through the door. All right, well, their cash has balanced out nicely. You will get to see an influential CT AWP. This is the Elian DM we were alluding to.
You don't get these very often, right? The fact that all of them just down the corridor. You don't have to flick the crosshair around. Up and down with that crouch keep. And we do have a CT-sided NIP timeout called here. So just discussing how they want to get this half underway. Still early days. Still very, very early days. And only one round in it. I just can't believe, like, I thought coming out of the break, you've got Device in the team. It's a massive signing. You know, the team has everything that they need. The management are talking about how great their process is with the 5th man. They're loving it. You'd think you'd come out and you'd be showing some form, right? You'd be hot to trot. I can't argue if they're going to come out hot or not, but the way that Liquid did last night was an absolute scorcher. Like, yeah. Elige and Fallen, it's not the combo I'm expecting. I'm thinking like Elige and Naf. But wild scenes is we're out long again, and look at the faith of Forrester on his teammates' flashes.
Yeah, they better be good, and they were. Look at his pressure. He goes for fights, very ambitious fights, mind you. It's kind of like they were calling out Device, saying, "Let's see you hit these shots. Prove to us." Oh, Nickelback catches him on the boost. 2 of them just sitting ducks, and he collects. They are walking up long. A run boost established. Way throwing their teammate and the bomb across, and Nickelback sitting head down, loudly considering a boost. I'm not convinced. Lackey might be in trouble though. Catches the nade. Elian in support. Elian would need to find a multi-kill here, and well, there's the first. The smoke for him to play around. Oh, he's getting flanked. He's aware of it, but not quite enough. Hampus, good timing on the push.
Crazy that NIP recovered that. It really felt like that was a great round from Entropiq there. It all just slowly fell apart. 2 odd kills, manifesting for NIP, working hard for those.
Yeah, Nickelback's double, you just think, right, it's over.
Yeah, boxed them in, right? They had no sight control. Nickelback at this point right here, right? He sees, kills the sight guy, kills the guy boosting up. At that point, there is nobody in the A site. So you think that Entropiq should be able to get enough done with the knowledge of Nickelback's kills to win them the round. So they knew what was coming, they knew what they were dealing with, and, well, it still falls apart. So let one slip just there, did they? Here we go again. Frustrations
do seem to be certainly mounting. But as soon as that happened last time, all it takes is a wild Crad or a wild Nickelback to once again post that double entry, and Bob's your uncle. Smoke exchange, so they'll have to respect that.
Double op setup here immediately brought out, right? So they're actually being quite flexible with the positioning of Rez and Device. Rez is actually the one AWPing over towards A right now. Device towards the back of Plat, and he's pretty much on his own here. So we'll return to that if it does look like it will be a B finish. They're walking on this short control.
Yeah, he got crouched under as well, so he's given up the line, given up short.
Ooh, if they go for an A execute here, right, this is going to be difficult for Entropiq. They have Linus over towards Goose. Rez will be baiting him in with his presence from A ramp. Plopsky to lock down long. And Hampus can be the quick man to rotate up the spawn ramp as well. And Device is even pressing forward. They know this is going to be an A finish.
They do, and they've even caught Crad through mid. The one way for Forrester, they just have to not feed the beast here. High flash, turned nicely. Eaten by Linus. That's a bit of a slip-up. May not cost him because Rez is here, and Rez's AWP is connecting. Could be a third, can't quite find them in the flames. But Elian, Nickelback running out of options and running out of time as well. 30 seconds, got to find a way back in, and if anything, only further deterred. Is all onto Nickelback. Too many heads. And the double AWP is maintained as well. Nip, pull away, 6-5, and it has been relatively even trading throughout. We haven't seen anyone with a large or gargantuan lead. That 3-0 from NIP's pistol immediately equalized. 5-6, NIP pulling away. And looking at the buy, it is going to be a little light for some members of the Entropiq gang.
Okay, so an AK for Nickelback, a scout for Elian. You think a mid to B, oh, nice little tag there. You think a mid to B might be an option here, knowing you are up against double AWP setup, but long again.
There are some AWPers that are particularly in tune with that double doors cross. Oh, ouch. Hampus has been given a very, very stern warning shot. Been allowed to retreat. And they're, oh, Forrester, did he just take a little passing glance? He didn't spot them. They just now have taken full control very early into the piece. This is promising for the Ninjas. They can play a very dynamic CT side with the information they have. And just that deagle from Forrester should have, oh my god, no issues, I guess. Linus down. All of that ground lost.
Kind of begging for that, right? They took this long control. That's what forced NIP to go for that type of play for info. So ready for it now in Entropiq, and they've sold it. It's going to be long. They're actually going to come up short here, so action on Plopsky.
Krad's walking up on this cross as well, yeah, so 3 of them battling for short control. Plopsky's been found, rumbled, and more impact out of Nickelback.
Krad's already across here.
Yeah, he was well ahead of the pack, and element of surprise.
What is this,
blind
Krad?
spot, I love it.
What is this?
He should have him dead to rights here. Like, the round is won, but orbs are going to be lost as well. There's one. Hampus put on the floor. Device holding on to his as best he can. I wonder if they go around the world. Do they have time?
They can. You've got Elian and Forrester going through T-spawn. Device is now trying to flee in that exact direction. They're going to cut him off at the pass here.
Okay, Device does have an...
Oh!
What? Who is responsible for that dink? Make yourself known. Who is doing that?
I'm just going to have a little... Oh, no, I'm not.
Bloody hell. Another big one out of Nickelback, because at that point, it did look like NIP had a voice in the round. He gets caught out, Plopsky on short. It was Elian? No, he finished the job. I think Forrester was the one to hit the dink. That's mad. Wow.
Crazy. Okay, well, it's forced NIP into a force.
Nade off the nostrils. Still takes one. They'd love the org, and Hampus is going to put his whole life on the line. He has to stay now. The flames have forced him forwards, and now, well, actually,
keep going.
It works wonderfully for Hampus. He's punished Lackey as well. Okay, NIP have been given a real gift here. Courtesy of Hampus and his aggressions. Take some gambles. It's put them in a real opportunity to return with a 7.
Did he see both?
I'm not sure.
If his keen eyes saw both on the cross there, they can operate under the assumption it's a 2-2 split right now. They can't go for a 3-2, sorry, a 3-1 in confirmation, but they definitely know 2 crossed. If Krad finds Hampus here getting a little bit too aggressive with this org, this round is back on because Nickelback is flirting with long still. Elian is not leaving spawn.
Hampus just wants to win the round on his own, okay? Oh, and that smoke might imply Krad. Funky business! Wasn't expecting that.
Wow. What a move. They can just stroll into the site right now. It's completely clear.
That's a cool move. Mantling through your own Xbox smoke. Oh, and he's actually going to catch it before it fades as well. He's using it again to great success, Krad. Oh, he catches him again. Nice reactions out of Plopsky, but should be round defining. Retake's not going to be easy. Certainly no kit. If they were given the gift of a frag after these flames fade, they'll have a look. Swinging wide, it's on an AWPer, so Elian, I was going to say if he missed a shot, but doesn't seem to be in his repertoire today. 14 already. This is T-side AWPing and it's high impact. He's at the very tippy top of the scoreboard.
Interesting to see NIP taking it to Ancient next. We did see Entropiq pick up a win against Furia yesterday, and Yenka was pointing out the fact that Entropiq and their Ancient, before that fact, wasn't going too well. I believe we checked in with it, it was like 0-5 or something in the last couple of months. So their Ancient not looking hot to trot, but coming into Pro League, if I am this team, Entropiq, I'm spending a lot of time making sure I button up my weaknesses.
Certainly. And also, NIP have made no secret of their preference for Ancient. I mean, they've been one of the first to try and integrate it into their map pick. Most teams who've picked it so far in Pro League have conceded it, admittedly.
It's weird how that's worked out.
I do believe that was, and I think this is, I'm stealing your point from before, but I think that was the case for Vertigo when it was introduced as well. You know, like as it starts, teams that start thinking and picking it get caught out by, you know, a team that aren't willing to pick it, but have definitely had it in workshop. And ooh, nice lines, clearing it carefully. That's a great CT flash, and it translates into a device USP.
So site is still clear. It is just the two players, Plopsky and Rez, to deal with this cross. And well, now it's just Plopsky. Nickelback, he's enjoying these smoke kills very much so. And he might even get another here because it's starting to fade. The feet are seen, the frag is in, and the final one, well, it's Hampus. He's down towards mid doors, being as pesky as you like with the USP. Alien will greet him with a bullet, and well, 8-6 now. Entropiq looking good here. And I want to make sure we echo the importance of this game if you are an NIP fan. They've lost their opening series, right? Their opening series lost to Liquid. Now, that is one of the other teams who, if you just looked on paper, you would probably go, okay, yeah, this group's going to be Gambit, Liquid, NIP. So they've already had a big loss, or a potentially expected loss. But against Entropiq, who have the Dax out, they are the swing team. They're the swing team. They're the dark horse. You lose to them, it might come back to bite you.
Oh, absolutely. And we've seen how much the head-to-head can come back to bite you. This is round robin after all. FaZe were playing on the last day for first or fourth. I mean, that's as bad as it can get. Every win matters, and NIP with one conceded already. You've got to be making it count. Entropiq making a solid haul on their T side. Plopsky with a solid denial of the bomb. Their project was long. Everyone else is dropping, though, so far from a guarantee. That advantage is very short-lived.
What's Plopsky going to do right now?
I don't really know.
Alien from long doors, pressure from Forrester and Crowd over towards A. Plopsky's going to have to hit some bangers of shots on 19 HP here. Alien is creeping. Hampus is not doing a lot. He can't.
Oh,
what a shot that was.
Shot as he's not ready for Alien. Oh, he might be. Tries to adjust use of the Tech 9, engaged. Hampus thrust into a 1 versus 2. And he knows, just from the utility alone, what that implies. He's Alien's across.
Oh, that's such a good molly.
Yeah, you can't walk up on him at all. Krad's still worried about short.
He knows where it is.
He knows exactly where he is. Oh, he doesn't quite catch a glimpse of Krad. Now he engages, though, playing with the AWP. Eileen didn't take a shot and defending.
Oh, they're waiting for him as 1xBet odds still are favoring NIP here. Peppering up towards lower, bit of damage done. Oh, and that's a goosh and a half right there. Alien won't be re-peeking mid.
No, thank you. Forrester confirms that they aren't over-committed to those doors, despite having a little looky-loo. Yeah, and he's got to be careful. No Kevlar, not a fight he's particularly encouraged for.
So it looks like they're heading back towards B here. Now, a couple of nades to work with. They're just going to peek here towards back of plat. This is not a fight you want to take with the Glocks.
Yeah, you'd think the USP has got them set, but they're trying something a bit fruity, a little boost around the corner perhaps. You'd have to have a perfect strafe.
Boost.
Yeah, they do try it. Oh, and trying his luck. Lackey stands to deliver one. They're so mobile, they're so dynamic. It does eventually get one out by Plopsky with some long-range Glock work too. He was only supposed to be good for one, and he's still alive, still taking a lot of space, going for a plant no less, plant for tons as well. It should set up device for success. Rez as well with an armored P250 playing that big box. If Krad's flank finds nothing, which is not the case, Entropiq will go for this.
There's a kit there, you can see it on the side.
Yeah, they've got a good reason to go for this. Elian's so low, why not use him for info? Krad's doing it all, I guess. It's going to be a Plopsky ace required, an ace clutch, 1v1, Alien low, and he will finish the job. Plopsky steps up for the Ninjas, and he takes a very influential pistol. No armor, no problem.
Said I wanted more out of Plopsky, right? Said we needed to see more from this kid within the team, and that's huge. That is huge right there. Crazy, in the 2 games of play that we have had so far today, we've had 2 Glock aces.
Oh, the second was great onto Forrester, and then he pulls out this. Needed the clean headshot onto Nickelback, 1v3. And after everything, Krad doing everything he possibly could, it just falls foul thanks to one man. Plopsky getting some pats on the back there. You can see he's feeling himself, a shrug of the shoulders, and LNZ opens up with Rez. With their powers combined, they've found a man advantage.
All right, so at least they're getting one here from the grave.
Yeah, but I don't really like the look of that double scout hold. Poor souls.
Yeah, the thing is, if they're given windows right now, if they're not smoked or flashed off and they get... Oh, the timing. Hampus, you got to be careful with this one. That's what we're talking about. The scout, you aim for the head. Yeah, it hurts.
Oh, and if you do walk long, you know, that scout's going to be relevant at the very least. Maybe even baiting Forrester in, I wonder.
They have two
I
smokes.
wonder if they don't check him.
Oh, they're clearing, they're clearing, they're clearing. Oh, he's not looking. The gap, Forrester.
Oh, he's got two sitting ducks right in front of him here. Is it on the menu? It's a catastrophe.
Take your kids out of the room.
Sorry about that, everyone. We apologize. Avert your gaze. Ouch. Yeah, okay. Forrester feeling a little hot under the collar after that one.
Yeah, the easiest shots are sometimes the hardest to hit. You know, the pressure on this moment. You get one, you're in a 2v2.
Yeah, and some people even pull out a second there.
Oh, yikes. Well, good round from Linus as well, so able to course correct right there. Nickelback, I think he knows how close they were to potentially converting that one, and now just down to the pistols here. NIP with both pistols and both conversions.
That's a really
6
important
rounds
point.
For
yeah,
them.
Holy schmoly. And it could be, you know, deceptive in the current scoreline. We'll see when the weapons get back out for the boys of Entropiq. The weapons come back out, obviously, in the next round. There's nothing to be said about this one, right, Chad?
this one's all good.
Don't have to get excited. There's no threat.
No threat at all, other than in the NIP facility. That's the only threat. Is DEFCON 1 worse than DEFCON 5?
I don't really know how the DEFCONs work.
And what does DEFCON mean? Does it stand for something?
And like, I know there's a red alert, but is there a yellow alert, an amber alert, a yellow? I think there is.
There's definitely amber alerts. We get them when we're in the States on our phones.
On your phone?
Yeah. But look out for a
green
black
alert?
Escalade
Well,
or something.
Wouldn't be an alert if it was green, I suppose.
Well, maybe the green alert is pick up your trash.
Oh, okay. We got like a recycling angle.
Yeah. And a yellow alert is be on the lookout for
lightning?
And, well, like, bad guys.
Bad guys.
Because amber alerts, normally when we're in the States, are to do with, like,
yes.
You know, that people have kidnapped children.
Yeah. Like, look out for a Peugeot 106 going 100 miles an hour or something.
Yeah, I feel like a red alert is, hey, there's like a tactical nuke coming in your direction. Or an earthquake.
Okay.
So different levels of severity.
Not... And it's also, of course, a real-time strategy game from the early 2000s.
That is true. That is very true.
I used to play Rise of Nations. That was my poison I picked after my Age of Empires phase.
What do you reckon is the next big RTS game? Do you reckon like StarCraft gets like StarCraft? Is there a StarCraft 3?
There isn't, is there?
StarCraft 3. Warcraft 3.
Yeah, well, there is no new RTS. I wouldn't be surprised if Riot are cooking up one in the lab, another one of their project letters.
Yeah, they want to do everything, don't they?
They want to do everything. They've got fighting games.
Yeah, they want to make like they want to bring Furbies back.
Yeah,
and
they're
stuff.
going to do the full Furby adventure.
Yeah.
5v5 tactical shooter.
The Furby mobile phone game.
Mobile phone game.
Nice. Hold up a second.
And Furbies, I think, were specifically coded to like haunt you when they were on low battery and just come alive when you least expect it.
All right, well, we've received from Yanko the DEFCON levels.
Oh, cool. And Devices not found anything on his pot shots. We're into a big one. This is Entropiq's first buy. Let's see if NIP minus those pistols and conversions can still be a threat. Elian is a threat. Look at this. Tight line, pulls the trigger instantaneously upon the flash. Does not care for res and his team's flashbangs. If he hits this hinge reaction shot, it's not far off.
I wonder if teams are going to start like baiting that with like the hinge smoke drop or like have someone peek out, like out, you know?
Or like a decoy. You just throw the decoy in the hinge.
True.
Boop.
All right, well. Elian gets another chance and almost gets another one flashed. Bodyguarded by Nickelback, and this is 2 kills now in the favor of Entropiq.
I just said lol, sincerely.
Ruffle copter.
Ruffle the Mao. Well, Nickelback smoked off, so at least Device gets to have a look. They're going to give him something. Gets his frag, and oh no, Linus has got 1-2. Entropiq dropping the ball here, and now they're about to isolate Forrester. He's all alone, no nades, just his M4 to keep him company, and 3 Swedes hungry for his blood.
Oh, he's just going to have to hide here back at the side. He's spotted now.
Oh, yeah, and that's the end of that. What a turnaround. This was a 3 versus 5, and more impact, admittedly, out of Linus as well. Should talk about that.
The thing is, like, you can't even fault Entropiq because they tried to do a team-based move.
Yeah.
Right? As they were coming through the doors and Nickelback was pushing spawn, there was a flash. right? This was something that they were doing as a team. We'll give you the highlights because this will just be a save round now. You might be able to catch what I'm talking about here in a second. So this is how it started. This one went wrong. So the flash comes.
He pulls the trigger.
Right. The flash definitely can't. There you go. So, and this is the thing. Linus is blind as well. So they were doing a team-based play with each other, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, they both got flash killed.
And that's the hard thing, right?
Yeah.
Like what they've done there is teamwork. So it's so hard to be like, oh, Entropiq, what did you do? Like, you actually tried to do something as a squad. So that sucks for them right there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've casted many games where there just wouldn't have been a flash, and that would have been a dry kill for Device on the B defender, and they just run into B on the isolation. But they actually did everything right. I understand what you're saying. It's framed perfectly by my fantastic color commentator, and you can see 10-9 as they call the timeout. So that was the first gun round, and NIP have passed the test. So not only the 3-0 conversions in both, they've got themselves the first gun round, and that was at a 3v5 disadvantage, dude.
Yeah, that one could really come back to haunt Entropiq here because they're already doing it the hard way with the situation we're talking about with these pistol losses. So that was a round that feels like it's a must convert with that start to the round, and now they're just going to be limping on in with the saved weaponry. I think the positive we have here is Crad was looking pretty tidy in that first half, and Elian AWP was looking scary. So if you have a move right now, Nickelback, that you want to call for your team, if you have a little place to set up your AWP for a frag or two, this is the moment. Util, Kevlar, some upgrades, a chance. Entropiq will get across with 2. It's going to be Lackey and Elian. Now, Elian has to be aggressive towards the doors here. That smoke that he's actually thrown on through gives him a chance to play around without the Xbox being a question right now, but it does have a timer.
Yeah, this is kind of cool. Bit nerdy from Elian, and he's got the support of Nickelback as he seems to be summoned to be. Leaving only Nickelback's Deeg responsible for doors. If they start dumping Util, which they are, Rez clears out close doors. Crad starts his campaign up short. 2 ninjas mantle up. Forrester flashed forward. He's going for this. Rez gobbles up the flash. He does take the frag. That's a solid delivery from the Entropiq aggress. Chill your beans here, Nickelback. He's allowed to get away, and they are starting to accelerate. Pedal to the metal, straight into A. No one to receive. Crad could do something here, and he's missed his opportunity. Plotski quite the contrary. It's Nickelback's Deeg that gives us something to talk about, and I do fear these CTs will have very little impact without another one out of Nickelback. They have to go for it now. Surely Elian is at least getting interested. Mantle's up short to contest.
There's a kit again on Crad's body. There's still a chance.
There's a small chance. It's long side. Lackey would need to hit something with his P250. Plopski, prime position, pre-aim, and jiggles him a little.
Needed that. This should be a save now.
And Elian will just stick around for a second longer, take a pot shot, have another go. That will be it.
Is he really giving this a go?
That's more than enough out of Elian. He does have cash to buy another, but no bonus weapons to be carried on over.
Again, I want to continue to sing the praises of Plopski here. 23 kills for him now. He's 10 kills above anybody else on his team. And that was just as I was saying that we need more from him.
Great shots out of Nickelback.
Yeah, it felt like he kept them in consideration for that round. Now, Elian has been able to get the AWP out. Lackey 2, so 2 AWPs. Is that the answer to these CT side of woes for Entropiq here? Back towards long.
Oh, very aggressive for an AWP. Going for the blue bit, but now he could be in trouble. Plopski tries to bail him out, but the flames have caught him. Nade onto Device's nose, a pre-fire from Nickelback. He knows he's isolated the AWP here. There should be no way out. Evades the flash. Device allowed a little bit of room to breathe. And he's lost a teammate in the process. What's happened to the ninjas here?
Yeah, just stalled it out at long, the head-to-head.
Oh, very good find. He actually caught an AWP bullet through the door for that price, and it only really renders him 1.
Yeah, at this point here, it is difficult to see Device winning a round on 24 HP. I know that they won a 3-on-5 before. This is a completely different kettle of fish.
My low HP clutch expectations have been a little uprooted ever since I casted Perfecto.
Yeah.
So I've seen it happen. I've witnessed it firsthand. Unfortunately, looks like Device might be reminding us of how it typically goes.
Hello.
Are you brave enough for a knife in the 3v1?
I wouldn't. Not against Device. I would just shoot him. Yeah, just get it done. Just don't take any of those risks. Pick up that AWP. Get 2 for your troubles. Keep the double AWP setup alive. And now, well, only 1 round in it. So a chance here for Entropiq to break the bank of NIP, who are investing AK's utility, their loss bonus 1900 into the next. It's going to put them in that cusp position for a few of their members. Plopsky being the one who will have enough to buy regardless of the outcome of this round. The rest will all be operating somewhere between the 2 and 3K marks. So important round. You can see Device, he has the AWP out. Hampus is yet to buy. Plopsky can drop him an AK here. Has he already dropped him an AK? Let me go check out the spawn. Oh, we're in the spawn too. There is already a gun on the ground, so don't you worry about that. There's already a bloody gun on the ground. We're looking good. We're looking great.
Looking set.
Like a jelly.
Have you made jelly before?
I have.
Yeah. What's your preference? You a raspberry man?
I like an orange jelly.
An orange jelly?
Or a red. Well, the red, yeah, the raspberry, the red.
No, for some reason, I feel like orange is like the vanilla of the flavors world in that respect.
Right.
You know?
What about green?
As a color?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, as a jelly. Yeah, no complaints about green.
Did you have aeroplane jelly, or was that an Aussie exclusive?
Was it shaped like an aeroplane?
I love aeroplane jelly.
And that, ladies and gentlemen,
aeroplane jelly for me
is the power of a jingle. Our brains, though mighty complex and elaborate and capable of, you know, inventing things like Bluetooth, is also capable of getting songs stuck in your head when they are easy to sing.
Oh,
there you are.
Lord.
Now, you couldn't really ask for more if you're NIP. This is the dream start. You've had a timeout, you've got your full buy, you've made the call out of spawn, and you've taken down the Star AWPer. That's like 3 ticks in the box already, Chad. They just have to pull the 12th out of the hat now.
Smoke denied. Time now. Going to be siphoned off the clock a bit here. NIP not rushing the issue, even with all those green ticks. The green lights are on.
He wants a little circle strafe or just a little boost? Okay.
The elevation over the smoke is... If Nickelback actually goes for a play off Krad's flash here, what does Krad have lined up?
Full flash.
Oh.
And at least they're safe, I suppose. Molotov down. Now, if he wanted to swing, he could have. Forces NIP back.
Yeah, I think we're about to say the same thing. Linus thought he's owning up a dog with the bomb. Be careful, Linus.
Yeah, he's backing away now, and Device's patience looks to be rewarded here. If Krad goes for a little glance about the short side of the map, Device is in a prime position. Oh, the flash is there. He's safe. Lives on. Good reaction out of Device, managing his angles well, and looks like they are ready to full commit to this. A mid to B. It worked before. Krad wants to delay, and he does manage to take one with him. It's Forrester. Oh, unable to finish onto Rez, and the rest is onto Lackey and Nickelback, completely disconnected from the pack. Call it 12.
Yeah, and a great round there from NIP. Well handled off every bit of information. Again, I want to point out, every time you saw Entropiq go for an info play just there, it was with a flash, right? The short play with a flash. Krad picking mid doors with a flash. Like, they're doing a lot of teamwork-based things here, and that's what you want to see. I know it doesn't seem like big details, guys, but you watch some of these games, guys are just walking out dry, and they're getting punished for it.
And it leads us to have these expectations where I'm watching these POVs, expecting dry peaks all day of the week. Far from it. And in fact, there is a bit of a hunt here. I wonder if Device is going to get boosted up, and he will be able to have that elevated peak into the pit from this box position. Nickelback can't get to it in time. So there it goes. That's a proper denial. Elian would have to go glass cannon now.
Well, I think he may, right? I think he's the type of AWPer that we would expect that type of maneuver out of. But maybe it's less of a question of do they want to get the glass cannon on him this round, or if they just want to take a bit of a save here, because next round they will get the max loss bonus and everybody will have everything they need. The scoreline will only be sitting at 13-10. And try and get as much as you can out of this AK-47 on Nickelback, and you can do some upgraded deagles here, right? You definitely can do some upgraded deagles. So NIP just pulling ahead.
How many rounds is that? 6 T rounds from NIP so far, and they've kept Entropiq to 1.
This is the thing, and this is the thing that, like, if you're not winning any pistols, right? And then after the game, you're like, well, if we just won a pistol. But yeah, it's like, yeah, if you had just won a pistol, right? Like, I know, they're not as impactful as they used to be, but they're definitely as impactful if you win the pistol, win the second, get the freebie conversion as the third. That's when they're just as impactful.
They are just as impactful when the conversions are found, absolutely. Yeah. But the whole idea is that those second rounds are just so much further from a guarantee now. For NIP, they have been, and they've been relying on those.
Oh, they forced.
The gap.
They forced. They didn't save.
Yeah, that's an all-in maneuver.
Yep. Well, I feel that the Pyjamas could be enough, but Elliot needs to hit shots.
No flash this time.
Yeah, the util definitely going to be hampering them in some of the maneuvers, so it might need to be a bit more ballsy, but not another mid to B.
Yeah, they're trying their luck, and Nickelback will spray as best he can. He's doing everything he can to delay them. The nade is good, the damage is there. A boost would be fantastic. You'll be able to catch anyone trying their luck. Lackey, what the hell? Pushing through. Plopsky can't believe his luck and collects. And they're pushing into B. Linus is going for a clear here, and down goes Forrester. The bomb is loose, courtesy of that push from Nickelback. But unfortunately, his team disconnected. Maybe there's more to be played.
They're low. Two of them very low here.
Yeah, and Krad's been looking fierce. He's just scooped up a flash and a kit as well. We saw what he could do on the pistol round with his tunnels push. And yep, just before I finish my sentence, they're off to long.
When NIP can try and take away a couple of guns again here, a few of their members with more than enough money to work with. I don't think there's too many concerns waiting in the wings for them either. Hampus with the round win bonus and Rez the same will be able to buy no dramas. So if you wanted to hunt, you could, but I think the low HP will keep them planted over towards this B bomb site. And at this point, I think it's NIP's game to lose, right? There's been a clear disparity in how these T rounds have played out. NIP with the control, they have no dramas. It seems like the mid to B is like an emergency button that if they go, oh, well, the AWP's here, let's just go mid to B. Being able to pip that gap time and time again. And that's real problems, right? Now that that is a thought for Entropiq for the rest of the game, if we just see NIP go balls to the wall with a fast ace split all out long, maybe we see Entropiq going for more of a 2-1-2 setup with 2 players B, 1 player mid, and only 2 players over towards A, and they just get steamrolled. They've gone for the buy again. The max loss bonus in place, some guns dropped across, and here we go one more time.
Device. Very aggressive, and it's been rewarded. Tags up Lackey. Full flash, and Krad has pulled a double out of long. NIP take that as a threat. They opt to return and have nothing to report. That's going to be info in itself. But in the meantime, the CTs are going to be looking elsewhere.
Not another 3v5 that they could lose. Here we go.
They could, you know. This is the best chance they've been given in some time, especially so early. And last time it was robbed. Good mid to B action out on NIP. And careful, Krad is playing with fire on the jiggle. Jumps for info, catches an AWP bullet, but lives on. Tucked into Gandalf, and with, well, 60, make it 70 seconds, you are going to have plenty of time to play this one out. CTs have dropped the divider smoke, something to play around at the very least.
Good nade, good chunk of damage there. That levels the playing field a bit here.
Yeah, Forrester's on the reload. They will start to cross in. Everyone's here. Everyone is here. Entropiq should have this one dead to rights. They're not going to rush the plant. They don't need to. They've got to find some frags first. It's Nickelback that denies, and only Device is a threat. He gets info, knows there's one Gandalf Linus with the hold. If he gets it down, play on. Device with it all to do, and a missed shot out of Elian results in his death. It's falling apart, not the 3v5. Entropiq have found another, but Device is looking fierce. Gets all but one. Krad does one better, saves the day for his squad. He started with the double, he ends with the necessary compulsory single. And 11th is posted, their second CT round, despite Device's best efforts.
That was labored though, wasn't it? Absolutely labored stuff there. It felt like they're in the driver's seat after the double kill. Sure, you had the early tags, check this one out. So blind through the smoke, holds the trigger down, gets 2 kills, beautiful stuff. Device does this, he'd already done so much damage earlier within the rounds. Elian with a bit of a miss that I think is what made this as spicy as it really could have been, and Krad keeping it calm, keeping it cool.
Yeah, you need a player like Krad in your team, really. A cool head on his shoulders.
Oh!
Wow.
Not happy with that one.
Yeah.
Bit unhappy with things there.
Tech timeout, guys. Our monitor's actually completely busted.
Yeah, well, I was going to comment before that I like that camera angle because we see so much.
You do? Yeah, it's really a really cool angle, actually.
But legitimately, we do have a technical timeout, so you guys can speculate as to why that might be the case.
Yeah, I have nothing more to say. Just need to quickly get a new monitor.
I did, once upon a time, to tell a story.
Oh, really?
Now, this wasn't
That's how they typically start.
Yeah, this wasn't while I was competing at a LAN event. This was just in my bedroom. And we were playing some Counter-Strike. And I got very frustrated, and I punched my second monitor. So not the monitor I was gaming on. I would never punch a Zowie.
That would be too irresponsible.
I would stay away from that. But the other one, I think I broke the stand.
You did?
But then I just, like, gaffer taped back together, and it was all right. Yeah. So, you know, it all worked out. It all worked out.
I remember showing up to LAN with, you know, back in my broke student days with a headset that I would sellotaped together because I'd thrown it in such madness prior to LAN.
Yeah.
That I ended up having kind of a sellotaped headset, gaffer tape, like bright yellow tape over the ears. The right ear cup got a bit dodgy, like I couldn't hear all the sounds in my right ear cup. Yeah.
So
7th and 8th finish.
How did this? I was going to say, you probably missed a couple of footsteps, didn't you?
I certainly did, but my teammates kicking out the power lead didn't help. Let's get this one started. It's a crucial one. Frustrations mounting after a near hero play from Device. Maybe that will boil over into something more substantial for Entropiq.
Just a classic mid-doors smoke there. So no Xbox smoke, no hinge smoke. A little bit of a curve throw on the flash there. They think they're playing with Phoenix right now in the server. That's for all you Valorante fans out there.
Sounds like a delicate pasta dish.
Quite delicious.
Here we have the Valorante with a side of Phoenix. Forrester. Here's the pins. He's blocking them. He's acting like a doorstop. Somebody find him, and oh dear, he found them both. In fact, the site is theirs. Molotov cancels the plant at the very least. A different plant alternately found.
Yeah, this one should be done, right? Like, Crad almost going to have a look. He could have found Device, who was just waiting on the precipice of those tunnels right there. But the B bomb site, you know the people who have the handwriting, Alex, and maybe they'll leave like a gap in the B? That's kind of what the B bomb site from Entropiq looks like. You know, there's a bit of a gap. Yeah. They haven't completely closed up their B because the mid to B, the B pops, the locks, the breakdancing. What else are they doing out there? Either way, 14. The scores will read. Entropiq will be dropping some guns across for another round of play. Elian can drop a rifle. Crad can do the same.
I was just reading through the DEFCON levels Yenko sent through.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them.
There's a lot of them. Above normal is interesting.
What do you think we're at right now if you're Entropiq?
DEFCON 3 minimum.
Yeah, I think so too.
Maximum Air Force, and we've got about 15 minutes until they mobilize.
Yeah, yeah, and that's pretty accurate right now. So Hooch and his team, they need to scrap this one together right here, right now.
It has to be now. Let's see. Device and Rez with the bomb dispatched early to B. Maybe they'll have the York at least having a little look, right? If he doesn't get smoked off, which he has been. Nickelback.
The pistol round push.
Yeah, but look at Hampus. He is truly positioned in a way to strike when the cheesy ball play comes out. And Nickelback booked. In the meantime, they did lose one.
Just go B again. Just do a mid to B again. You win the round. You can almost guarantee it at this point.
Yeah, Lackey's been having a fair share of woes, and it looks like it may continue. Close smoke, trajectory indicative of someone on the bricks.
See, the problem there is as well, Device has just called they've used both smokes on B. So now all you do is you just sit and you wait until this smoke is about to fade. You throw a door smoke of your own, you throw in a couple of flashes, you trade efficiently, you get to the site. They don't have a smoke for tunnels, right? At best, they could have a Molotov, which Forrester does have. If you can milk out the molly before you go, that would be the best. And they have. You can see how scared they are of this B hit. And Hampus is still just strolling around mid like he owns the place.
Yeah, and oh, Lucky goes looking. He's dead, man. He's booked. He's got 9 HP. Cowering in the corner. He does step up when required. And those are the frags NIP were fearing. Hampus hears a lot here. Elian, oh, eliminated with a quick one. Hampus could save NIP's hide. If he can deal with this Crad flank, he clears his corners. Crad's too quick. Puts it all onto Device. Dire situation for him. He just doesn't have the time for this. Fakes it out, tries to tap some heads, and the first is found in a very hard spray. Ambitious to say the least, and 12th put on the board for Entropiq.
Okay. Well, they've been able to claw themselves back into a decent position right now, Entropiq. The loss bonus, as you would imagine, needs to start at the bottom of the barrel for NIP. We're working at their economy right now, so just live in the minds of Entropiq for a second. They win this one, and they're actually going to be putting NIP, if there's no saves, if there's no plan, in quite a sticky position here to contest to avoid 14-14. So here we go, an important round now. This device is aggressive down mid. The AWP searching and finds a frag. Elian hits the deck, and things really going to heat up now.
Oh, and he's got a good bit of info at the very least.
Back to B.
Forrest has crossed.
Oh, is he going to clear close? He might not expect this. Yeah, he's definitely not expecting this. Have to hit this. Lucky, there was a chance.
Real opportunity's gone awry. Lucky's had a tough series so far. Crud being walked upon. Oh, and he chooses to spray. The Tracer Fire books him. And the bodies are starting to drop for Entropiq. It looks too easy for the Ninjas. There'll be nothing left. Forrester just to hold on to the AWP, call it 15.
Oh, and just Ancient up next, Alex. I don't think I can point it out enough. I know that we had the Furia game yesterday and Entropiq did get the win on it, but Ancient's not going to be a walk in the park.
Do you ever, like, Google the definition of a word?
All the time.
And then it just makes you realize how stupid you are in, like, the grand scheme of things. Like, there's so many words in here that I just couldn't define. Like, I Googled Entropiq, and it's a cosmology term relating to or characterized by entropy, a hypothetical tendency for the universe to attain a state of maximum homogeneity. As entropy grows, the system loses dynamism, to the point that a perfectly entropic universe would be a smooth and inert field of matter, don't you think?
Of course.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Good God. It's just some people process life differently. To me, that sentence made sense to some people.
For me, it's just a bunch of words.
It is. Homogeneity. I know what that means.
Oh, this could be the last round here, and it is looking likely. Elian does get the AWP for one final ride.
MP9 to hold the long doors at bay. Don't fancy his chances. Crad does, though. And one is a good. Two is better. He might even have a third here. Plopski finally throws the bullet down range in the right place.
29 for Plopski now. What a game.
Yeah, he's continuing to be the best from the Ninjas stack. And walking into short here with back to turn. Nickelback strikes. Wasn't expecting another bit of a role reversal here. And the CTs are still hitting their shots. Elian Zorb says extend play. And it's up to Plopski to finish the game right here, right now. 4 kills demanded of him in this round, and he doesn't get across. Lackey hits the must hit. And so we do extend play, courtesy again of Crad. The dude seems to be one of the most impactful fraggers we've seen out of Entropiq, certainly here on Dust 2.
Yeah, he's been something else. Now, I think here, if we're NIP, maybe we just return to that B bomb site where you found a fair, decent amount of success with the mid to Bs, especially. Lucky getting his 8th kill there, but it's an important one to find. They're able to save an AWP, save an AK, get the buy scrambled together in NIP. Well, it's not that they're conceding the 14th round for Entropiq here, it's just they're not going all in. They are returning towards the B bomb site. They have a flash and a smoke, and if Forrester doesn't get more than a kill here, problems.
Forrester called upon, bit premature.
That's
not
enough. It's just not enough.
Yeah, and Elian could be in trouble here. I mean, he's trying to do it all. You can see he's so proactive. He needs to find something to level the odds. A frag isn't bad. The nade could be better. Bomb planted. NIP have even got Plopski on an AK now. So if he could do it all. He really could. Trying to finish it on a light buy. They have to voice concerns. They have to go for the retake. They've got to put all their resources into this. If Plopski gets to tap another head. Oh, info at the V. Least strafe south. Pyjamas is good, and looks like so is the clutch. They'll come up clutch with a released last round of regulation.
They do it the hard way, though, don't they?
Oh, God, dude. I'm convinced it's going to end every second.
It's just this B bomb site. Forrester, I don't know how many kills he's had in this second half, but it can't be many. He's either been left on his own to deal with mid to Bs and B tunnel pops, or he's just been exploded on. And here, not even a single kill makes this one questionable out the gates. But it is lack of armor. Whoa, almost fall off my box there for a second. Sorry, everybody.
Scared me there.
It's like device with the monitor situation. Okay.
Yeah. Can't really get much closer than that. Last round. Let's see if there's any openings on that door's cross. A couple of shots fired. Looks like Lackey and Elian do want to continue to contest this. Question of timing. When does Elian have a glance? Or is he only there for the hidden smoke react? A little bit of a sound cue to stay alert. Smoke thrown. Shot not hit. And now they're up.
So you need to be careful here, Lucky. They know two close doors now, and you're almost giving away your life. The traces through the smoke.
He's got so much util as well. You got to dump that. Get some value out of it.
Oh, Nickelback as well. This is going to get so spicy.
Just on the edge of the corner. He hasn't succumbed to the temptation. Crad could flash him. Oh, and he has. Doesn't stop res, though. And now Crad really does have to do it all again. Multiple people. And the fact he's stuck around means he knows and he intends to find an equalizing frag here and now.
Elian's about to flash for him.
3 NIP members there. Lineup from Elian is good. NIP swallow it. Good chance from Crad, and he's done enough. Get the equalizer. Now responsible for the mid to be as well. He's doing it all. Go on, Crad. Forward in the off angle. Back to turn. He wants overtime so damn much. But NIP are flooding into Lackey's position. Don't forget, he's already tagged. Elian would be thrust into a clutch if Lackey doesn't do enough. He has found the first, but now he has to do it all to extend play. 15 seconds. The commonly exploited B site hinging on Lackey and his 4 HP. The bomb loose. They just need this kill. They just need this kill. Both through the door, trying to manage his angles. That's enough. Mad.
Get the lid. I know they've got you by the balls, but I'm telling you, get the lid. Every day Alex and I drive, and it's less than 50 meters. But we have 2 coffees that we're holding like they are precious bundles of eggs.
Will this sound ever stop?
I don't know. Yes.
Oh,
see, it's just that fly cam.
What a relief. All right, well, let's get into it. We're ready to see a 5-man mid pistol. Let's see what NIP have been workshopping. They are convinced that Ancient is the map for them. Elian trying to change and hit some mines. His lead finds one, and an easy one for Lackey to maintain an advantage here. And it seems they just want to force the issue. Device set up, the flash from Nickelback, fantastic. And this one should be done. Plopsky, nade with his name on it. Tags him up a little. Certainly still threatening. An armored P250, not to be snubbed at. But now he's taking a chunk and another nade converts. Okay, Entropiq off to a flying start.
Now, according to Hampus, you just go B.
Just go B.
So, look, I'm sure his methodology since I spoke to him on Hatred TV Confirmed a couple of months ago.
But it explains why they lost the pistol.
Well, they didn't go B.
Yeah.
That's where I was going with this here. So let's see if the tendency of this team is still to go over towards that B bomb site. NIP are one of these squads that do love the T-spawn to cave, smoke. Linus throws that one out from time to time, and there it is. You can actually see him lining up that Molotov that is legal some places, illegal in others.
God, it's pretty crazy to see an illegal Molotov so early into the play.
What's legal here?
Yeah, but it has a legal connotation.
That's true.
You know, it's like walking around with a J in California.
That's
you still feel guilty.
Yeah. You don't want to cross those state borders. Well, 1xBet favoring NIP here, and for good reason.
Yeah, well, they've got the entire A site for fun. That's kind of nice. Lackey returns, and Elian, yeah, he was vulnerable to the clear. NIP could do this, you know, if they can find this cleanly, if they, and they do, their bomb can actually go down. This is like supposed to be the hard part. They're hitting the hard site on the hard round, and they've got it down. Oh, Hampus, bit of a squibbly whip, and he's let it slip. Oh, Linus has done something with the P250. He will go down, took a chunk out of Nickelback, and okay.
They let that one go, didn't they?
They did. It felt like they had all the trimmings and just threw it all in the trash.
Yeah, not ideal, not ideal. It looked very good there for NIP. So they've really put a lot of pressure on that mid control. And it looked like they even had a smoke behind their donut Molotov there. So really allowing themselves to put the best foot forward as far as that mid control goes. They would isolate any CTs to very flash susceptible positions. But regardless of that, we find ourselves sitting at a 2-0 scoreline, with NIP doing something quite interesting here. Plopsky's actually gone head armor, deagle, full nades. Everybody else is spending about, wow, half of their money to invest as well here. So another plan, and the same mid take, right? There's the molly, there's the smoke, and that's mid control. Look at this.
Yeah, okay.
Open runway. So you can see that combo of util.
Yeah, and I mean, it gives the T's like a whole new way to play. You can be up shelf this early, and it's pretty uncontestable by the CTs unless they want to flash push smokes.
So very threatening here. You also have to worry about that red house push top mid immediately too, right? So somebody has to babysit
Look
that.
At Alien. I mean, like he's supposed to be on B, but instead he's waiting for Crad to call for help, and Alien has to clear red house.
So it's made things much more susceptible now for NIP over towards this B bomb site, where they do have a little bit of leftover utility to play with.
Yeah, this should be a threatening round, you know. Those smokes, though, I know Chad Birchall would be upset that there is only potentially 2 to be thrown. A third is in play.
A bit deeper, you never know.
Never know, we'll find out. Double cave setup from the CTs. Forrester tucks and runs, and
what a grenade!
Did so much damage. NIP disappear. Disappearing axe. He'd love to have gotten the bomb down, but yeah, that's a solid defense. Looks like Entropiq have definitely been drilling an Ancient in their scrims.
What a Herculean set of events just there. Now, if I do take a look at the results, it was the win against Fury yesterday, 16-13. Before that, it was a loss against Ents, 16-13. A loss to Copenhagen Flames, 16-8.
Quite damning.
Yeah, they were able to pick up a win against K23. They lost to Fours, they lost to Mao's NXT, which is the Mao's Academy squad. They lost to Ago. So lots of losses there, but a couple of wins.
Well, you don't learn anything from your wins. No, that's not true either. Something about learning more from a loss. There's a lovely run boost, and Elian is flying towards this lane peak. They really do like having CTs active. Look at them move. Look at them go. Yeah, I mean, Lackey's got a lot of responsibility here. And a miss from Elian. He's going to be pushed from multiple angles. If he doesn't choose to tuck into cave now, he's full committed. Yeah, from behind, Lackey's not holding it. Well, that leaves a little to be desired.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication or timing there. And obviously, we've seen NIP from the beginning. Interesting push. They like to boost Hampers up over that smoke. They've done that since the early days. I know there haven't been a lot of Ancient games, but of them playing Ancient. So it's something that Entropiq should be aware of here as Hampers continues to peel them apart. And it is just crad.
I think that's going to be enough to completely dissuade them from any aggressive boosts and alien peaks on the lane. Knowing that that boost is going to be regularly punished, it basically means you can no longer nullify it with a smoke. You're no longer safe when you see that smoke in the L-bend.
What you can do if you want to negate them from going there early is throw the double molly. So you can do a deep molly there in lieu of a smoke and have a molly in front of it, and then you can completely carpet that with flames to give you that avenue.
Sure.
Then you're going to put the smoke down later. So the problem will persist. See your doctor.
And they've, interestingly enough, gone for an AWP on Elian here, so no one else really had the funds to buy.
It wasn't even the boost. Lucky was just too late on the re-smoke. We just saw it there, like the fade. He was standing there with his gear hanging out.
Yeah, it felt like that indeed. Elian's opted to go and whip out the AWP again.
Yeah, why not?
See if he can make that hero moment work. Everyone's interested, all right.
How strong do you reckon these beams are? Do you reckon they'd hold my body weight?
I think they would.
I'm about 85 kilos. 85? 75.
I was going to say that you're carrying it well.
I'll put on an extra 10 at some point in my mind. 75 kilos.
I'd say they're about as structurally integrous as a IKEA furniture.
Okay, so don't hang off them.
No.
Mid-control garnered again. Hampus is just getting so much space and an aggressive push here straight on down the lane. Hampus catches the tail end of this and needs to be careful if he wants to commit or not. Smoked off. Jeez. Can't push through. Might just have to let this one go. And it's only temporary. Once the smokes fade, they can start working on this again. Ooh, a boost here. You're not going to catch Hampus. I don't think he's going to give himself up.
Careful.
Oh, he's heard it. Yeah, you are so noisy.
He knows what you're up to and drops a Molotov to buy time. Burns himself out a little bit, but mission accomplished. The CTs are definitely going to be paranoid. Nickelback's mid-hold is very passive. They could have slipped through. But long control. Alien ready to receive ramp. Happy to pause here. Cutting noise, letting Hampus see what he can get. And he's not cleared his corner. So that's a free AK-47 for Nickelback, and that's the go sign. Elian, easy onto Rez, a high flash for the repeat. He's got at least a bit of dink damage from Crad.
They have to commit to this now.
Yeah, but the whole team's here. Oh! Device has pulled a banger out of the smoke. The spray is good. Linus is better. He's got cave control. And suddenly it's fallen apart into a very competitive, if not favorable, NIP round. They've got 30 seconds for this. A CT smoke for the re-aggress. Plopsky's ready for you if you try. Oof. Big frag out of Nickelback. And Linus caught as well, tagged in the smoke. He's got nothing left. A gap around it. And then Entropiq will take a fourth.
Yeah, and Nickelback's position top mid there, you can see just playing in that red house, so committed. He's basically completely out of the round unless a hit comes in elsewhere. So the fact he even finds a frag, and for Hampus, you're going to sit there and go, well, why didn't he clear his corners? Because you're hoping to take advantage of a timing, right? That's what you're really hoping to do if you're Hampus in that situation. So you, as much as you would love him to be clearing every corner, that's also a position where you have your back open to one of the two angles, maybe even implicating yourself in a few more. NIP can buy again, and out mid they go. Hampus, see, look how easily he's going to be able to get control of this time and time again. It's just so much room to work with.
Yeah, and Krad's actually taken down Device, so that's a rebuttal to the space taken. You see a lot of Warpers opting to post up on this cave angle. I think Elian's probably going to intermittently swap between the two of them. He was effective in his last fight on ramp. And likely to be effective here. Like, I mean, it's very hard to bait a shot. Elian certainly wise to the tricks the T's can employ.
You have to have a pretty good idea if you are Entropiq that NIP do favor this B bomb site, right? Just off of the in-game leader publicly saying that he feels that the B bomb site is the place to go. So making sure that you keep that third man swinging on over. This time round that is Nickelback.
We don't really fancy, like, I know Hampus is convinced that the B site's the solution, but when you see these CT setups, it does feel like it could be hard to break if Krad doesn't give you a more than just a passing glance. If he sticks around, that leads to an opening frag. Okay, well there, the B side is open for business, and Rez is the one to make sure of it. 2 out of the Swede should be good for the round. Nickelback with a denial. He's lined it up just shy of the mark, so the bomb now down. Rez has done it all. Not only a bomb plant, but 2 frags. And just looking to save now as they do retreat.
Will they get away though? Hampus is already in donut here. He's trying to cut this one off. Forrester and Nickelback both going through Temple. Will need to be aware of this position. Hampus is here quite quickly. He slipped the line of sight. Hampus should have this. Easy done. One more to find now. And Nickelback, they're sniffing him out. Plopsky starting to push and comb through spawn. Those bullets give it away completely. And now the jig is up. Nickelback, how long can you survive? Up to 10 kills with that one. The only way would be running back closer towards the bomb. So Hampus strolls on in, takes him out. 4-2, the scores read. And some great entries there by Rez. And we find ourselves in a position again where Entropiq, they don't have enough money to buy. So it's double eco territory or a forced now eco in the next. And I think that one would make a little bit more sense. Great shooting here. Just lovely execution. You can see how stifling that utility can be when it gets to land on the site. Yeah, and that serves me right for thinking that the B defense looked scary. Rez made it look like as easy as opening a tin can. It can be difficult without a can opener. It can be difficult without a can opener. You see, but I guess Rez is the can opener. Yeah, he's definitely sharp. The Hampus mid project. Yeah, you'd like to avoid an uneducated stroll, but a flash-assisted stroll, that's all right. No, that does sound pretty juicy. Oh, the flash could book another here. Yep, calling for it. Linus sets Nickelback down to a white screen, condemns him to death. Perfect. And now Hampus can just park the bus. You don't need to be moving any further. You've got half the map just divided by your presence alone. Hanging out in his safe space. Forrester's the next victim, and they're all feeding this Hampus. AK Lackey claws it back, but only for a second. NIP. Well, it's just clinical stuff. Looking good. Didn't have to lose too many members. That was a full investment out of Entropiq, so we are going to see things tie up 4-4. I'm interested to see what they do about this mid control, right? There's a few options that you could have here if you're Entropiq. So you could be throwing a couple more Molotovs, which is going to force them to either respect it or the fact that they're going to have to extinguish. And then you can just play in no man's land and throw your own flashes and just see if you come out on top of it. What's stopping them from like a little taking, like, smoking an IP out of B lane, like having that control and then like boosting for the mid control? Cave side. Yeah, they've gone for that a couple times, right? We saw that where Hampus came behind them. I guess the problem is you're going to have to reinitiate mid at the same time as you reinitiate B lane, right? Which is, it's not a problem. They just have to make sure they're coordinated about how they do it. But there is grounds and there's a util set that can basically stop NIP from having lane early, right? You do the smokes, the molly, or the molly first, smoke on the molly. Yeah, so...
what do you guys call it? The full beans, I believe?
We call it Polly's Pocket.
Oh, Polly's Pocket.
Giving it a Polly's Pocket, right? But I guess the only outcome that can change that is if NIP want to extinguish your mollies, right? They just drop it and then they can play around those smokes. Device gets 2 quick ones with the Tech 9. Looks like he's set for more. Just absolutely burning through these players from Entropiq. 2 to find, both in cave. I'm curious to see when Valve inevitably, right, do an update to Ancient, because inevitably they will. If they fix up things like all the gaps around the cave scaffolding, right? Because there's so many little gaps you guys would have noticed when you watch Rain play it, or you see that they're just looking through those positions. And that seems to be a theme with Vertigo as well. Think about scaffolding on Vertigo. There's a lot of little gaps that you can see through. So I'm curious to think if that's something that Valve are going to want to button up.
Well, yeah, your backpack still sticks out of the scaff in Vertigo as well.
That's a little bit frustrating. So it's crazy that they've opted now to go for this nade set, right? This is a real shift for NIP. They're not going for the front cave molly and trying to fight. Sorry, front cave smoke. Trying to fight is Entropiq. They could push through on a flash.
Oh, and he's so dead.
Good response.
Cancelled. Device is still here though. Oh, and a sitting dart. Nickelback the strafe. It doesn't stop him. 3-on-3. Linus was there as well. He didn't choose to swing. And Forrest doesn't have info mid. Neither does Lackey. He's going for a bit more now. But Entropiq are far too aware. Linus has been given Hampus his old role.
This is the timing here. Linus is worried about Lackey's worried about 2 positions.
Oh, and Linus has found the frag crucial. He's going to have a wide open A site. Now, I don't know if he's going to be able to pull the rotate alone. Forrest is definitely going looking, which leaves just Crad alone on the B bomb site. So it's working wonders for Nip. How much space does Linus get before they start trying to rotate off?
I think one of the problems is if NIP goes to run all the way back, B lane is an unknown, T spawn is an unknown, A main is an unknown. So maybe it's just wait and allow Linus to actually go through and flank this. Forrester, well, was on a flank of his own. He's going to give away his life, and it is just Crad. So if you are NIP, just wait. Let Linus finish his mission. Right, he's already cleared out a large chunk of the map, and Crad's going to come your direction anyway. You don't even have to worry about Linus getting there in time. Position given up, Crad's back turn, Rez gets the trade, and NIP get the 5th. I like the change up there from Entropiq. I was talking about how are they going to fight middle. Well, they did it on a little bit of a time delay. They operated with those flashes. They kept it competitive. But still, then you're finding yourself in that 3-on-3. Oh, NIP took control of that. And they're really looking to take control of this first half. This is looking likely to be a 6th round. Just the pistols again, couple digs. When I say a couple, I mean 5. It's a loose term, guys.
Yeah, it's flexible.
It's like a few and a couple. They actually do have numbers attached to them.
Yep. Few is 4. Couple is 2.
I thought a few was 3.
A few's always been 4 in my book.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, let's Google how many is a few.
But you're right. What would be a trio? Would be a what's 3? A pair, a couple.
How many is a few?
Yeah, now that is an important question.
While many would agree that a few means 3 or more, the dictionary's definition is not many, but more than 1.
Oh.
So a few could be 2.
A few could be 2?
Then a couple is 2.
And a couple is 2, and a few is definitely no more than 3 or 4.
Well, no less than 1.
Less than 1.
Well, there's no less than 2.
Are we making sense anymore?
No.
Okay, good. Well, that definitely favored Forrester on the fade. There's no doubt about it. Pulls the trigger onto Rez. There's the grey screen there, and yeah, he loves it. Oh. Nearly 3 on that spray down.
Well, you could say a few.
Picked up the pieces. And, well, Forrester, he hears steps. You know, he was in Donut. He heard lots of people stampeding around A. Well, he's even been Molotov'd out of position as well, so they are jumping towards him. Oh, Nickelback. Well, he's revealed himself, and Plopsky's right there for the trade. So, yeah, starting to run away from them short. The Deagles don't post much. Entropiq will be back in with the rifles now. But that is quite the runaway, isn't it? So from the pistol, it's conversions, Chad. It looks competitive. But only really 1 round to report for Entropiq other than those 3.
Terrorists win.
5 of the 6 in consecutive fashion. Same Molotov And Device with some serious aggression. He's got 10 HP after all of that. Yeah, tuck into your corner. And Crad once more. What are you up to? He's booked Device. That's one way to get control of Bialy. He had Nickelback in support.
That was critical, bro.
Damn, it was. Critical. And he's continued where he left off. Well, all that remains is the Hampus Red Room hold. And he's losing teammates left and right.
Yeah, well, it's one thing to get Hampus up here. It's the other to keep everybody else alive. So now they know it's coming. Two players turn their attention. And he's ready for both.
With Linus posting a frag, maybe he can pull up something magical. Newest addition to the Ninjas with a potentially a point to prove. Already a nice headshot onto Forrester, and he's got so much time. He can take his time. Play the angles, get comfortable, get that...
If he goes to B.
Space.
If he goes to B, that is the genius maneuver right now.
He's got so much util as well. You know how awkward he could make it if he gets time to not only plant, but get an after plant established. They're both clearing A.
Oh, but if Crad keeps going, Crad's going to catch him. He's just slipped past towards Red House now, so it's going to be a race against Nickelback. And
yeah.
I know they look like turtles with how slow they're moving here, but Linus is starting to get an idea on this. Well, how about if he drops a smoke into a choke point, right, he can buy himself a buffer zone. He's so worried about a player close.
Fakes it. Oh, nerves have struck. He has to commit now.
Well, they know now Nickelback's coming.
Yeah, but does he wait for Crad? He's so far. Oh my God, Linus nearly lays his life on the line just to get the smoke down, but he isolates the duel the same. Nickelback down, shaping up for a pretty solid 1v3 here. 4 in total from Linus. Hard work done. Crad smoked off. He has the kit. Both players with 3 kills to their name here. It's just a question of who is going to leave with a 4th. Linus hears him. Advantage firmly in his hands, and he's actually actively contesting. That's brilliant! Linus making a name for himself and proving some points. NIP given 7, and it's courtesy of a clutch.
Big smile on his face with that one. Special one for him to win here.
Wow.
Yeah, his heart would have been beating a million miles a minute, right? This kid, if you're not certain on how he's come about, promoted from the academy team over there at NIP, hard to bet him in, right? We haven't necessarily seen him have the best of showings. He's just been a good supportive element, but that's a huge round. Yeah, that's one that people will remember. Next time your name crops up, if they've been witnessing it with us, that'll be at the tip of their tongue to defend you. Big play out of him. Big, big stuff. And I mean, I got so nervous when I see him exposed, dropping that smoke. The fact he holds his nerve to re-swing into that player, it's the only way he was going to find a win. Yeah, he didn't back down from those fights. So some nice shooting. Yeah. And some well thought out play there. Well, it does break. I mean, can we put the shoe on the other foot for a second, like Entropiq? Let's frame that the other way. Put him under the microscope here, and yeah, it's not going to be the funnest of times. Deep B smoke being thrown out there, and Linus has now changed it up. That smoke you just saw him throw is the cave smoke. So this could be NIP just barreling up long, knowing they're against pistols, and into the molly. They'll trade out 1 for 1, putting their lives on the line, both teams. See how deep that cave smoke there is as well. It gives a lot of range for Rez to move. Yeah, and they're having a little bit of a gamble. Rez is having a little gander. Oh, and if Forrester dies, they do jump through, unloading his mag, vision restored, but Nickelback has actually got 2 out of that. Suddenly, NIP need to retrieve that bomb. A smoke courtesy of Nickelback would enable it, but getting a bit uncomfortable now for the Ninjas. This was only a couple of armored Deegs, 5-7s, Nickelback's with 2. And he's going for a round-the-world maneuver. It could be the play. Catch a timing, be behind them on ramp as they're starting to plant. Yes, please. They're going to be clearing out the site. It's a question of when Rez chooses to plant.
Bomb has been planted.
Crad for cave, Nickelback ramp. And if he plays it right, he could catch Rez with his back turned. Doesn't need that, still delivers the frag regardless, and Plopsky asked to come up clutch again. 2 to find. Bomb in the open, he knows exactly where it is. Will they hard clear him? It's a 10-second defuse. He doesn't have to be too panicked by the smoke, and he doesn't seem flustered just yet. Hasn't actually chosen to spray. Cleared, very snappy, gets the info as well. Oh, he's set for success here. They have to hit the shots, and there you have it, 1v2. Plopsky delivers again. Back-to-back clutches there, and Nickelback, he was looking good, wasn't he? That push through the smoke, he was looking fantastic. And not enough to get them through on that scrappy pistol buy. But they're keeping these rounds tight. This was him pushing on down long with the flashbang. A little bit
tired of living like a blind man.
Yeah. Sick of something with a sense of reason. And
sick of sight without a sense of feeling. I brought the lyrics. I thought maybe if he won the round, I could get it in there, but...
And the Silver Side Up. Great album.
Didn't come to fruition.
I'm just glad you weren't doing the photograph one.
The photograph one? Yeah,
well, once Nickelback kind of went a bit poppy, you know.
Yeah.
Look at this photograph.
They saw dollar signs.
They certainly did. Forrester living like a rock star.
I think they have a pretty good indication that A is kind of open now. Forrest is just rotated in over towards Temple, and Lackey will be crossfiring with him from Donut, but this could be breakable right now.
I mean, with his AWP as well, like, it's not the weapon for the job from Lackey. They're vulnerable to this.
And Molly's not going to do a lot.
It's not, is it? He can still be very, very vulnerable, and they are two backs turned. No reaction out of Ninjas. The alpha angle from Forrester rewards him with another. Linus trying to play smoky games, and it's actually been rewarded. Oh my God, he gets them both. Huge from Linus, unresponsive though from Plopsky, and that is an important fifth. Tested on A, and they pass.
All right, well, that was a different look, right? They went for something a bit more A-finishy, and they didn't get across the line. So back to B we go. We've been talking about the affinity with NIP and that B-bomb site. Scrapping together this buy. Entropiq took a lot of casualties there, so they'll need to drop guns across. They'll need to make this buy work the best they can. AK's dropped, AWP's on the floor, and everybody with the goodies. The only thing we were missing was a kit, but Crowd will grab one of those last second. And here we go again, out mid, a little bit more contesty this time. I don't envy Lackey whatsoever. He is isolated now towards the cutout. Krad's alleviated some pressure over towards B one more time. If they don't clear Lackey here, the silence step 4, never mind. He is isolated, he is pinned, he needs help, and he needs it now.
Oh, 2 nades on his nose. Left with 33. They would have to overextend to get him.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to let him live here, but the cavalry's coming.
Perfect timing on that. They could boost for it. Maybe the CTs can voice concerns elevated over the box.
Oh, they are giving it a go.
This would be the perfect time to whip it out. He just goes for the wide swing. They're ready for you. Linus specifically ready. Lackey doubles down. Oh, well, call that a successful mid-hold for sure. It leaves NIP with just Device.
Well, Lackey's got some bros, right? Everybody turned up there to back him up, jumping into that fight.
Yeah, it started with him getting tagged down to 30. He's still alive and kicking with 2 frags.
So this is the thing right now. Entropiq have given up a lot of space. They have no idea how far Device could have pushed forward, but Device has absolutely no idea how they found themselves after those mid-fights. So it's an equal exchange right now. Device looking, Entropiq looking, and I think they'll get the territory back here because the bomb, well, it's a necessary find here for Device.
Device had a very close clutch attempt against these boys on Dust 2. Nearly masterful.
He's not getting away with this one, I don't think.
Afraid not, no. Dumping his util to give it a very best shot. Still potential to be denied from that bedroom. Would have loved to plant. Can't get it. Lackey denies, and that's 3 from him.
Lackey hasn't had a lot of kills, but his impact, and not even by his own doing, the fact he got found out, and then they all just kind of glued in on his position is how the round was won for Entropiq.
Like, I think it's when you've Molotov someone and they've reacted with a smoke, you've then stacinated them. Like, you feel like you've invested so much time and energy and money into him. You want to follow up with a kill, at least have something to show for it. And there's Device's booty cheeks. Just a little too wide.
Well, that's the thing right there. Like, you bang on. If you have somebody pinned down like that, you really want the kill. Entropiq just reacted like it was the greatest emergency.
Crad loves this. He loves this. He's trying to be so aggressive, and this time it's not netted him anything. But an underhand flash and a leap is Krad's maneuver, and it's worked wonders at times. Look at the space Device has got here. It will be cleared. Nickelback delivers, and at least we've got a 4v4 now. Counter-nade looks promising. Everyone's safe.
Everyone's over towards B at least, right? It's definitely one side of the map not being used right now.
Fight. Bloody hell, huge action in Cave. Elian trying to close quarters AWP out of trouble. Rez posted up. It's too easy for Elian. Look how close he is to the angle, and it's all he needs. That's an 8-7 half. What a recovery. The favor. Entropiq posting their first pistol of the series on Ancient. Let's see if they can string together 2 in the same way NIP did on Dust 2.
One expect odds not favoring Entropiq here, but NIP the clear favorites.
Rez is about to have a lot on his plate. He's got 2 pushing
donut position. It's Lackey on his own, doesn't matter.
His plate's cleared.
Yeah, empty. And now retaking this side gets difficult. Lackey far from lacking. Device the same with the pair. Oh, a triple on the USP. Okay, Device is done with this. He's had enough. He just needs to get this one wrapped up. He's got a hot date. Playing with them. Nickelback could still do something. He's actually landed some good damage onto Hampus, which puts the defuse up for debate. He's walked away from Device. Oh, he's played it to perfection.
Oh, it's ringing around the Rosie.
The Rosie. It's playground game.
No.
Oh, and Device again, so close to something absurd. It was like Dust 2 just finding this form, his fist firmly away from the monitor after this one.
He's got to be asking himself how much more he had to do.
I mean, look at the shots he's hitting.
So crispy.
Oh. And then this one, on the reload.
I can't believe this one.
Sit down.
That was mental. Nickelback just getting the dink onto Hampus during that exchange was the difference maker. There was a defuse kit, I believe, just to the donut entrance towards middle, but...
He's laughing it off.
Well, that's the funny thing with that fight. Like, if it does start playing out, you're literally just chasing each other around the totem in the middle of donut.
Yeah, the Benny Hill theme tune starts playing. And if you're looking to download that from YouTube to MP3, it's Yakety Sax. I found out during my university days.
Yakety Sax.
That's the original track.
I see.
A Yakety Sax. Sounds like something I'd make up.
I don't know, we need verification, I suppose. People on the internet, let us know.
Whew.
Now, this is the NIP Force Bizzle. Cave smoke from Alien. And he missed it. Now,
what can you say about that one?
I would recommend walking when doing it. I know you mean to have to hold an extra key, but it gives you a little bit extra time to make sure you release it in the correct moment.
On your head, son.
So, very nice cave control taken here from Crad. So he responded to the cave smoke missing by taking cave. So at least they've been able to retain some level of map control. Hampus is trying to be cheeky through the door, through the smoke, having a poke. And if they could send them over towards the A bomb site, that's not too shabby whatsoever. Rez, he is hiding towards the tall box. Linus is in donut with Device, and Hampus is here as well with the scouts. So this could get spicy. I don't know how spicy you guys like it. Vindaloos tend to be pretty hot.
I mean, if it's a proper spice, maybe Vindaloo's a bit too much, but in Germany, you're safe to order a Madras or a Vindaloo.
Yeah, without dramas. You don't need the milk.
In the UK, I'd treat it with respect. We got some mean curries in the UK. That's a tag out of the scout. Here we go. They might bait Rez in.
This tall box
There's a lot of ninjas here. This
Undercleared.
really can ruin things, and Linus already posting a deagle frag.
No one ever clears this.
No, they don't. Yeah, this should be 2 if Rez is sharp. Wow, look at his patience. He still hasn't taken a shot. Linus, you want to just win the whole round? Oh, that's cancelled by Crad. Rez caught out. Damage inflicted and converted. Lackey, 10 HP. And into a scout, that's too much for him. NIP have immediately returned control to their domain.
Yeah, that's just one of the things is A bomb site. Like, it feels tantalizing. Yeah, we know all the smokes. We're able to isolate CT, Temple, Donut, but it's still really rough. Like, check this out. I think that's one of their own smokes limped forward there by NIP, right? And that is enough, to just make it a little bit more janky, to make it more precarious here
and
as you're trying to enter the site.
On the Lara play. Like, I mean, that whole... I just called it Lara, bloody hell. On the donut angles.
We used to call it Lara because of Lara Croft, guys. But you guys win. You can have donut. It's cool. We'll call it whatever you want. Alphabet soup.
Well, they're leaning B. Hampus knows how to deal with this. He knows it's the only way to play on Ancient. So the entire NIP squad are here to receive them. Here comes another opportunity for Linus, and he does greet them with the spray into the spine. Lovely play out of Hampus as well. Clears it down, locks it down, maintaining that AK as well.
Yeah, Rush. I know Forrester's the last guy alive, and it's like the whole rule of...
Oh.
Okay, maybe we stick with him.
What were you going to say?
I want to look at Device's M4. Is that thing worth like $1 million? Like, it's obviously not worth $1 million, but he's got like the iBuy Power hollow stickeroonies on them.
It is stacked.
And apparently they were like worth a truckload. I don't know. I'm not a skin aficionado. I'm not a sticker aficionado.
It is the iBuy. Has he got 4 of them on there? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Like it.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, and didn't a skin recently, there was a knife that went in China for something ridiculous, wasn't it like $1 million or something I saw?
Well, like some rare float.
Yeah, I think something. I think.
Okay, that's madness.
Yeah, it is pretty mental. But this is, well, Entropiq having to take a save. Their heavier investment last time round, you saw it didn't go swimmingly. So this is them just having to swallow the bitter pill. Take a chill pill, maybe, as Mr. Paul Burchell would say.
Definitely required a few of them in my time. And Avicii still didn't think I was cool.
Damn, bro.
I know.
How many's he getting with the Mac 10?
I'm calling all of them.
I reckon 3.
It's the line of pop off. Jumpy dinks.
Oh, he only got 1.
Kept very honest.
Popsky stealing frags from poor Linus. Popsky, you have to share. It's nice to share sometimes. You get to see the joy of the other people when they use the toys.
Especially if one of your love languages is gift giving. That's how you, or most likely it's the form of affection you didn't receive as a child. If it's your love language, there's an interesting one for you. So like your most likely, most spoken language. Gifts. Yeah, gift giving. Acts of service, that's another good one.
Acts of service is a good one for me.
Yeah.
I like that one. Mac 10 for Crad. He's going over towards B. You don't hate the weapon of choice.
I do hate that lackadaisical clear from Hampus. He's still booked Forrester. So Plopsky dumps a smoke to hold on to Cave, and he's done very well there, not only holding on to it, but dunking down Crad to 50. So this is going to slow things down. We're going to see, I think, a bit of a rot of the clock. Don't expect to see any poking and prodding anytime soon.
But they only have 2 smokes and a flash.
Yeah.
Like, you can do the pillar smokes, you can smoke left and left and right side of the site. Oh. A bit of an off angle here from Linus, right? So it looks like his crosshairs directly on him. As this starts to fade, if Linus wants to step on out, he will have to contend with that boost. Now, if they can get their way through lamps into Cave, which they have, Nickelback can smoke left, Lackey can smoke right. Oh, and that's a tight angle.
Yeah, well, there's the left smoke. Nothing to report just yet. There's the right, and there's the side. Oh, timing's perfect. He strikes. And Lackey, oh, just safe from the device spray. That says play on. 3v5, Chad. There's a world where Lackey can find some impact early. He knows where you are, Device, and he's holding firm. Perfect execution. Util, non-existent. It has to be bullets and bodies. Nickelback, a lot to do. Multiple targets and 2 different avenues of assault. Incendiary forces him very passive. He actually pushes in, and that's as easy as that for the Ninjas. Plenty of time for the defuse. And more impact out of Linus. That's going to be 19 frags, top of the scoreboard, alongside Device and Hampus.
Yeah, looking good. It's good to see Linus having a good game. It was great to see Plopsky having a fantastic dust too. Nickelback on the other side of things has 20 to his name. Elian not with the greatest of times here. He has 10 apiece with Forrester, so that's the 2 stars. Crad coming in with 11 and 14 for Lackey. But this site, right, got a bit funky there for a moment or two. The U2 was not bad by NIP as part of that retake. They'll keep themselves with a 4-round lead. And we're going to see another one of these mixed buy scenarios coming out of Entropiq. So 2 AKs and then 3 individuals staying things a bit more conservative. There's the double mid molly, so a deep and a close. And you can't hang around.
Ugh, no, not at all. And look at the space it gives Hampus. Goes and has a glance.
Sector clear.
Yeah.
Rotate A, and they will.
Look at them. Those blue dots just starting to magnetize to A. And they're fully committed to this. Alla does too. The door's about to be locked behind them, courtesy of Hampus.
Oh, the timing for Hampus is great.
Yeah, that's a nice opportunity for Lackey. Unfortunately, though, the flank's already on. He's pulled Nickelback back, and well, that's a big response.
This is a problem now. There's a way out. There is a way out from Entropiq. They can fall back with the bomb here.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to have to, considering what Device and Rez have laid down. They are trying to test Plopsky's mid, and that's another important frag. Look what it's cost them, though.
Scrambling.
Yeah, very low. And only Crad now. Rez should... Does he assume that it's clear? Crad, if you cut noise for long enough, you might be able to get out of trouble. I don't know about the NIP setup. You can see Device is going looking for answers as well. And poor old Crad. He's done well to find the first, but immediately found. Device goes round, and it's 13. So it looks like NIP are just starting to close this one out. Very little signs of life out of Entropiq. We had an 8-7 half, and since that pistol win, they have been kept very humble. Finances, as discussed, they did keep it conservative to the point where we do get to see rifles into this, round 22. They do need to be proving they can take a site, though.
Yeah, they lose this one, and then it's just going to be a matter of time until it's closed on down here in this second half. We're looking at just one round to boast, and it was the pistol. So you lose that second round, and, well, you've lost almost everything here. Stylish run boost wasn't landed, but Hampus, regardless, he's thrust forward for a fight. Flash in support. He won't actually use it to reinitiate here, so he's going to get sticky. That smoke buys a bit of time and a buffer, and everybody from NIP is towards middle or this B bomb site. There's nobody towards A right now, so some massive gaps. Fortunate for them, there is no pressure on A. They're not to know this, however.
Ooh, Device clears out Elian. Nice work off the left eye. And more to be found as well. Lucky to be alive. Just shy of the mark from Device's AWP. Still a 3-man setup here, so if they do want to try and take Cave, they'll face some resistance, you'd imagine. Device can take Cave out of their hands and post up here. This is a very hard angle to force the fight off. Oh, Nickelback, that's exactly what the doctor ordered. A weird gap in the smoke. Crad goes looking, Linus looking the wrong way, swallows the flash as well. Looking good for Entropiq. This could be a competitive round. They have to get that bomb locked down. Hampus can still cause trouble as it fades. Catching Forrester, Krad's his next victim, and they're running out of players here. NIP again on this retake. It's so quick. The wallbang has to come in. Has to come in. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nickelback just look at his defender's honor here. Keep hold of his AK at the bare minimum. NIP successful in the retake again.
Did get flustered, right? Device was called to look and throw the smoke towards long that was fluffed. So not only did he give up his own life, he threw a smoke that they were running through anyway. So it almost felt completely in vain there. So you get this first one on the crawl. See there, I'm crawling in from a different angle. Nickelback gets that kill. That's only because Device stepped out through the smoke, I believe. And then from there, it was up to Hampus with his heroics through the smoke. Those fights isolated, and, well, there's only a slight gap that you can actually spam through, and we're changing the pace. It's a fast A. Here we go.
All right, Rez just caught in the open. Good util usage so far. Entropiq are through. Oh, nearly a collateral. Device can get more here. Elian denies. The bomb now loose. Man advantage. Entropiq looking to twist the knife here with a bomb plant. And that's been denied as well. Hampus just has the lineup. That's all it takes. And suddenly the smokes will fade and you find yourself in a bit of an uncomfortable one.
Nickelback's been going around the world this whole time, though.
Yeah, you're right. This flank towards CT, if Forrester can just live, if Elian can just survive. Nickelback always been held. Linus awareness is there. Both in this temple position. Oh, and Forrester loses his head. Nice work from Plopski. Elian, be good to pull out a clutch at this point in time, but they are paired up. It's going to be very hard for him to find that two individual 1v1s. Oh, he's just tucked in. The first shot hit and 10 HP to play with. Plopski just needs to hit him with anything. Reposition solid. Smoke just fades. Elian, he's got 30 seconds. Does he really want to go around the world? Plopski will be anticipating the potential shortly. He's going wide now, looking for contact. Nothing.
Oh, he knows.
He's starting to get a whiff.
He's worked it out.
Has he, though? It's going to be down to timing. Plopski's looking the wrong way. Elian saves them. Wow, it really was hanging in the balance there. A 1v2 for Elian just says play on. Entropiq no longer going to be broken. We're not going to be staring down the brutality of a 15th. You can at least try and finish this out in regulation, but it's such a long road.
Oh, it is a long road. It is a long road. This was a crazy clutch to even pull on off here, and they were just patient with it. I think both teams did a great job. You consider the circumstances on this side, just how messy it did get. The flanks upon flanks, the damage through the smokes, the spam, locked into Temple, and a nice clutch. Maybe that'll breathe a bit of life right now into Entropiq. One more for double digits and one more to break the bank of NIP. Quite heavy presence again towards this B lane, but it's an A finish likely one more time. Plopski gets an upgrade for free through the smoke. The cheeky business is denied.
That was ballsy, wasn't it, when you were alone as well?
Yeah, it's just a crazy upgrade. Plopski had the worst gun on NIP, and now he has an AK.
And they've actually taken the first duel on Donut. Device's AWP is utilized well. Seems prepared for it. And that 15 comes as easy as that.
Open and shut case on that one, I think.
After working so hard for the 9th, the 15th does just slip the net in the next. That's a bitter one.
Okay, well, scrap together buy for this final round of play here. There's the MP9 in its perfect range. You can't get anything better than that. And then the AWP with 2, Rez with 2. See you later. One more round of play, and it's looking good for the NIP 2-0. Coming up later this evening at 8 p.m, we do have Liquid taking on Gambit. It's going to be quite the fixture, but we're going fast out mid. It's all in.
Oh, and their health is missing. Lackey 1, Rez is a problem. They can't get through. The AK makes him even more spicy than he initially was. Alien's alone, and this is done. NIP proving a point. Certainly with Ancient, and Alien's down and out as well.